What if the things around you, the river near you home, the traffic outside your window, even the air that you breathe were slowly making you sick and killing you? Not dramatically, not all at once, but quietly, invisibly, over years and decades. This is the story of environmental pollution, and today we will look at the three forms of it: water pollution, air pollution, and noise pollution, and why all this pollution can silently kill us. Here's what we'll cover. First, water pollution is how Germany's rivers are dying with only 8% that considered healthy. Second, air pollution is the invisible particles that damage our hearts and even can harm babies before they are born. Lastly, noise pollution is the forgotten killer that triggers our stress response even while we sleep. These three types of pollution that we will discuss are shared consequences for our health. So let's start with water. In Germany, there are 500,000 kilometers of rivers, and yet only 8% of them are considered healthy. From the DW documentary on YouTube, the Wera River, in every single year, nearly 3 billion liters of solid industrial waste water are discharged into it, and their water is up to 10 times saltier than the North Sea. The result? 11% of all fish sampled from this river show visible physical damage like abscesses and deformities. And see very clearly, roughly 75% of all streams across Germany fail to provide a good habitat for fish and insects. This is not just a German problem. It is a warning sign for rivers in every region of the world. So, what is behind this? There are three major culprits. First is industrial mining. Potash mines discharge saline water 10 times saltier than the North Sea directly into rivers. Second, agricultural runoff. After heavy rain, fertilizers and pesticides from farmland wash straight into nearby streams, stripping them of oxygen. In one document case, an entire stream lost all oxygen for 2 weeks, and it affects the living thing it inside dies. Third, forever chemicals. Fungicides like fluopiram persist in soil for over 10 years and continue leaching into waterways long after they are used. Now, let's talk about air pollution, and I want to share a comparison that might surprise you. Cocaine use raises an individual risk of heart attack by 24 times, air pollution only by 1.5 times. Sounds almost harmless, right? But there's the key insight from epidemiology, the science of how disease spreads through populations. Because millions of people are exposed to air pollution every single day. It accounts for over 5.5% of all heart attacks at the population level. Cocaine, less than 0.5%. This is what researchers call the population attributable fraction, a small individual risk multiplied by millions of people becomes a public health emergency. So, how exactly does air pollution damage us? It follows a chain reaction. First is fine particles enter the body, after that arterial plaque builds up slowly, and after that, oxidized LDL increases, a marker of cardiovascular damage. After that, and over the time, the risk of heart attack and stroke rises significantly. And it starts earlier than you might think. Researcher on unborn babies shows that mothers exposed to higher air pollution have reduced mitochondrial function in the placenta, the organ that sustains fetal life. Babies are affected before they even take their first breath. But there is also proof that policy works. After smoking ban legislation was introduced in Belgium and Scotland, preterm births had dropped by 3 to 11%, reducing personal air pollution exposure even through law saves lives. Now, for the most overlooked form of pollution, that is noise. In Barcelona, researchers found that traffic alone causes approximately 300 heart attacks and 30 deaths every year in just one city. Here's why. When loud or disturbing sounds reach your ears, a part of your brain called amygdala activates your body's stress response. Your heart rate rises, stress hormones flood your system, your body reacts as if something dangerous is coming because evolutionarily that's exactly what loud noises mean. The problem is our bodies cannot tell the differences between a predator and a honking car, and that stress response never truly stops, even while you sleep. Your ears never switch off in cities like Dhaka, Bangladesh, are one of the noisiest in the world, and doctors are already linking this constant noise to rising rates of illness. So, is there hope? The answer is yes. And here is what's working. The first is river restoration. Germany Amstel River, once declared dead, is being brought back to life. Over 800 species have already returned. The second is martyr farming. Scientists are testing plant combinations that retain nitrogen in soil, preventing toxic runoff into streams. The third is smoking ban policy. Legislation alone reduced preterm births by up to 11%, proving that regulation directly improves health outcomes. And the fifth is better monitoring. Non target screening technology can now detect thousands of previously unknown chemicals in rivers. And the sixth is noise regulation. Countries like Bangladesh and enforcing anti honking laws and raising public awareness. And finally, a public awareness campaign in Germany. A national citizen monitoring project revealed that 3 in 4 streams are unhealthy. When people know, they act. This is the references that I used. The first is from DW documentary, and the second from BBC World Service, and the third from T Talks. And finally is the conclusion. So I want to say that water, air, sound, there are 3 forms of pollution. One shared consequences of our health and the health of every living thing around us. We can save our rivers, our lungs, and our peace if we choose to. Thank you for watching. And generative AI was used to assist in script drafting, and all voiceover is my own.